Have you ever stopped to think about how much independence means to you? For many of us over 65, the ability to do things on our own, whether it's driving to the store, cooking a meal, or even just getting dressed in the morning, is one of the most important parts of feeling capable and fulfilled. But here's the thing, sometimes, without even realizing it, we make small mistakes that chip away at that independence. These aren't big, glaring errors, they're subtle habits or choices that slowly add up over time, making life just a little bit harder than it needs to be. That's why I wanted to sit down with you today and talk about 4 common mistakes that can steal your independence if you're not careful. The good news? They're all avoidable. And by the end of this video, you'll have some simple, actionable steps you can take to stay strong, capable, and in control of your life. Because let's face it, no one wants to feel like they're losing their freedom, especially when it comes to the things that matter most. Let's start with the first mistake, neglecting strength training. Now, I know what you might be thinking, strength training? Isn't that for younger people or bodybuilders? Not at all. Strength training is absolutely essential for seniors, and here's why. As we age, we naturally lose muscle mass. This process is called sarcopenia, and it starts happening gradually after the age of 30 but really picks up speed once we hit our 60s and beyond. Losing muscle doesn't just mean you might feel weaker, it also affects your balance, your mobility, and your overall confidence in moving around safely. The great news is that you don't need to lift heavy weights or spend hours at the gym to combat this. Simple exercises like squats, wall push-ups, or using resistance bands can make a huge difference. For example, doing a set of chair squats every day, where you stand up from a seated position and then sit back down, can help strengthen your legs and improve your stability. You can even do these while watching TV or waiting for your coffee to brew. It's all about finding ways to incorporate movement into your daily routine so it feels natural and manageable. Now, let's move on to the second mistake, underestimating the importance of staying socially connected. I know, this might seem unrelated to independence, but hear me out. When we isolate ourselves or let relationships fall by the wayside, it can have a ripple effect on both our physical and mental health. Loneliness isn't just an emotional issue, studies show it can increase the risk of conditions like heart disease, depression, and even dementia. Plus, when you're disconnected from others, it becomes harder to ask for help when you need it, which can lead to unnecessary struggles. But staying socially active doesn't mean you have to become the life of every party. It's about maintaining meaningful connections, whether that's through family, friends, or community groups. Maybe it's joining a book club, volunteering at a local charity, or simply calling a friend once a week to catch up. One woman I met recently told me she started attending a weekly yoga class not because she loved yoga, but because it gave her a chance to meet new people and laugh together. She said it completely transformed her outlook on life and made her feel more supported than ever before. Now that we've covered the importance of strength training and staying socially connected, let's shift gears and talk about another critical area where many seniors unknowingly give up a bit of their independence. This next mistake might surprise you because it's something we often overlook, but trust me, addressing it can make a world of difference. Let's dive in. The third mistake that can quietly steal your independence is ignoring the small signs of physical decline. Now, I'm not talking about major health issues, those are things you'd likely address with your doctor right away. What I'm referring to are the subtle changes that creep up on you over time. Maybe it's noticing that your grip isn't as strong as it used to be, or you're struggling a little more to get out of a chair, or even that you've started avoiding certain activities because they feel too hard. These small signals might seem insignificant at first, but if left unchecked, they can snowball into bigger problems. Here's an example. Imagine you start having trouble opening jars. At first, it's just annoying, so you ask someone else to do it for you. But then, over time, you begin to avoid tasks that require hand strength altogether, like carrying groceries or using tools around the house. Before you know it, those muscles in your hands and forearms weaken even further, making everyday activities harder and harder. The same principle applies to other parts of your body, too. If you stop walking because it feels tiring, your legs grow weaker. If you avoid reaching overhead because it hurts, your shoulders lose mobility. It's a cycle, and breaking it starts with paying attention to those early warning signs. So, what can you do? Start by addressing these little challenges head-on instead of working around them. For instance, if you notice your grip is weaker, try incorporating exercises like squeezing a stress ball or using a soft resistance band to strengthen your hands and wrists. If bending down to pick something up feels difficult, practice gentle stretches to improve flexibility. And don't hesitate to use tools or aids if they help. Things like jar openers, grabber tools, or even a sturdy step stool can make life easier while you work on building strength. The key is to stay proactive and not let those small inconveniences turn into big obstacles. Now, let's talk about the fourth mistake: underestimating the role of mental sharpness in maintaining independence. You might be thinking, what does my brain have to do with staying independent? Well, quite a lot, actually. Staying mentally sharp helps you solve problems, remember important details, and make decisions confidently, all of which are crucial for living independently. Think about it, whether it's remembering to take your medication, figuring out how to fix a leaky faucet, or navigating a new route when driving, your cognitive abilities play a huge part in keeping you self-reliant. Unfortunately, many seniors fall into the trap of assuming that memory lapses or slower thinking are just inevitable parts of aging. While some changes are normal, there's a lot you can do to keep your brain agile and engaged. One of the best ways is to challenge yourself regularly with activities that stimulate your mind. This could be anything from doing crossword puzzles or Sudoku to learning a new skill, like playing an instrument or speaking a new language. Even something as simple as reading a book or engaging in deep conversations can give your brain a workout. Another powerful way to boost mental sharpness is through physical activity. Yes, exercise benefits your brain as much as it does your body. Studies show that aerobic exercise, in particular, increases blood flow to the brain and promotes the growth of new neurons. So, going for a brisk walk or taking a dance class doesn't just keep your body strong, it also keeps your mind sharp. Pairing physical movement with mental engagement, like trying a Tai Chi class, which combines coordination with mindfulness, can be especially effective. And here's a tip that might surprise you: laughter is one of the best brain boosters out there. When you laugh, your brain releases endorphins and dopamine, chemicals that improve mood and enhance cognitive function. So, watch a funny movie, spend time with people who make you smile, or find humor in everyday situations. Keeping your spirits high goes hand in hand with staying mentally sharp, and it makes life a whole lot more enjoyable, too. Now that we've covered these 4 common mistakes: neglecting strength training, isolating yourself socially, ignoring physical warning signs, and underestimating the importance of mental sharpness, you might be wondering how to tie it all together. How do you take these insights and turn them into real, lasting changes that protect your independence? That's exactly what we'll explore next. Let's talk about practical strategies to integrate these ideas into your daily life, so you can continue living fully and freely for years to come. Now that we've explored the 4 common mistakes: neglecting strength training, isolating yourself socially, ignoring physical warning signs, and underestimating mental sharpness, it's time to talk about how you can bring all of these pieces together into a plan that works for you. The key here isn't to overhaul your life overnight. Instead, it's about making small, consistent changes that add up over time. Let me walk you through how you can do that. First, think about creating what I like to call a daily independence routine. This doesn't have to be complicated or time-consuming. It's simply a set of habits you can weave into your day to keep yourself strong, connected, and sharp. For example, start your morning with a short exercise session. It could be as simple as doing 10 chair squats, stretching your arms and legs, or taking a 5-minute walk around your home. These movements might seem small, but they send a powerful message to your body: I'm still capable, and I'm going to stay that way. Next, carve out time to nurture your social connections. Maybe it's scheduling a weekly phone call with a friend, joining a group that aligns with your interests, or even striking up conversations with neighbors during your daily walk. The goal is to make socializing a priority, not an afterthought. One gentleman I know started attending a local gardening club after retiring, and he told me it completely transformed his sense of purpose. He said, I thought I was just going to learn about plants, but what I really found was a community. That's the kind of impact staying connected can have. As for those physical warning signs we talked about earlier, pay attention to them without judgment. If something feels off, whether it's stiffness in your joints, difficulty gripping objects, or trouble balancing, don't ignore it. Instead, take action. You might try incorporating targeted exercises, using assistive tools, or consulting with a healthcare professional to address the issue before it escalates. Remember, addressing these signs early isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of wisdom. And finally, don't forget to give your brain the care it deserves. Incorporate activities that challenge your mind into your routine, whether it's reading, learning something new, or solving puzzles. Pair these mental exercises with moments of joy, like laughing at a funny story or reminiscing about happy memories, and you'll be supporting both your cognitive health and emotional well-being. Here's the beautiful thing about all of this: none of these steps require perfection. It's okay if you miss a day of exercise or don't feel like talking to anyone one afternoon. What matters most is progress, not perfection. Every little effort counts, and over time, those efforts compound. Think of it like planting seeds in a garden. You won't see results immediately, but with patience and consistency, you'll eventually enjoy the fruits of your labor. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with this thought: independence isn't just about being able to do things on your own, it's also about feeling confident, capable, and in control of your life. By avoiding these 4 common mistakes and embracing the strategies we've discussed, you're not just protecting your independence, you're empowering yourself to live fully and vibrantly, no matter your age. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these tips resonated with you the most? Or maybe there's something you're already doing to stay strong and independent. I'd love to hear about it. Drop a comment below and share your thoughts or experiences. Your insights might inspire someone else who's watching this video and looking for encouragement. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. We're here to support you with practical advice and inspiration every step of the way. And remember, you're never alone on this journey. There's a whole community of people cheering you on, including me. Here's to staying strong, staying sharp, and living life on your own terms, at any age. Thank you for spending this time with me, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.